think this will be one for the history books.
Well, I mean, it surprised me because I thought it'd be Miller or Coors
Yeah.
because they were like getting on the market, but Modelo was sneaking through in the background, man.
Here, I got to tell. Well, I was telling you because I'm familiar with the name. Not that I'm a beer drinker, but I saw they were the prime sponsors for UFC for as long as I can remember. So I thought to myself, maybe these guys are putting in the work.
Yeah,
in terms of like,
they have been a big sponsor for the UFC for a
yes.
while.
So yeah, and it's not. It's a decent beer from what I hear.
It's not.
It's not.
No, because it's a light beer. If it's a light beer, it's not a decent.
But is it
beer.
like in terms of price? Is it like on the higher price range?
No, it's comparable to Bud Light. It's fairly cheap.
Are you kidding me?
It's not like
I thought
Corona.
Modelo was high end. What's a high end
I
beer?
think it's more expensive than Corona, but not by much.
What's considered a high end beer?
Guinness is a more expensive beer, but that's
Okay.
like a dark Irish beer.
What about Heineken?
Heineken's not that.
I paid a lot for that.
Well, not enough.
Not enough
Get better.
to be on your radar.
I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah. How was your week been, brother?
Dude, rough. I haven't been sleeping.
Yeah,
It's
we need
been
to
pretty rough.
get a handle on that.
Yeah,
we need to figure
'cause
something out.
I just can't get off the social media, my friend.
That's not true. You're
I'm not.
barely a user.
Yeah, I don't have my own personal accounts. I don't like
Ever
it.
since Twitter was like, we've had enough of your face out around here.
Yeah, my one question that got me banned. No, like, well, I've never been like a proponent of it really. Like when MySpace was a thing.
Yeah.
I didn't make one myself. One of my female friends at the time, she was like, "You need to have a MySpace," and I was like, "Why?" She goes, "So I can like the things you say." I was like, "Well, I can just tell you the things, and then you can say that you like them or not."
You know what you sound
But-
like? You sound like those old men. They're like, this isn't
Well,
music.
that was me.
This isn't music.
That was me when I was like 18, dude.
I mean, yeah, that was fairly in the early days. Of
Yeah, so I was like, MySpace is stupid, but I let her make me a MySpace. She took like a picture of me and then did a whole page. I didn't even have access to it most of the time. She did because she was messing around on my MySpace more than I was.
You could have been as famous as.
And then, no one was as famous as Tom.
Tom, the MySpace. Did he not invent the website?
I think he did.
Yeah, and then
but
he's known for like
he was-
quitting the internet.
He was so lonely that he made everybody be his friend as soon as you
Oh
joined.
wow!
I'm just kidding. I don't know if he really was.
Oh
I
shit!
just thought it was. I
Fucking
just thought it
hell.
was cringy. Yeah, you joined the website. and
Isn't he
then-
like legendary for having pulled out of the internet, made the money, like sold the
Yeah.
thing,
Oh yeah.
made
yeah.
a shit ton of money, and he's like, I
Oh
quit.
yeah.
Like
After he sold, dude,
yeah.
it bottomed out, and then Facebook made its way.
But isn't it great? Like, I mean, I don't know if he had opened the door to, like, I guess that Pandora's
Yeah,
box.
kind of.
Yeah.
Like that was like really the first. It was like that and Friendster.
Yeah.
But no one remembers Friendster.
Yeah.
Most people who are here at the beginning of the internet era, they remember MySpace.
I don't remember.
Like
MySpace.
that's where like, well, man, you're in Ethiopia. They didn't have internet then.
Bro, I was middle class Ethiopia. We had internet.
Okay, you
I had a
and your
laptop.
AOL dial-up, man.
I'm not
I don't
gonna
need-
lie. I'm not gonna lie. I had a laptop when I was in 7th grade, but I didn't see the internet until I was like in high school.
Yeah, open
Like,
your
oh,
eyes.
shit, there's
Yeah.
something on the internet.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Yeah, dude. I was there at the I was like in middle school to high school when it started getting prominence,
Yeah,
like with AOL,
yeah.
and like that's like where the addiction started, man. Like, cause like the chat rooms, that's where it was at, man.
Yeah.
You go to the AOL chat rooms and talk to people, make
Yeah.
friends, and then you get that little endorphin hit when you hear the
Yes.
"you got mail."
Oh yeah, people were. It's the first phantom vibration.
Yeah, and
Ever.
then you're like, oh crap,
Yeah.
someone messaged me, and
Yeah.
then you go and you read it, and you're like, oh, it's one of my friends. He said hi.
It's so
And
interesting.
that's all it'd be. It was just a hi.
Yeah, it's so interesting, because that's the progenesis of this. How bad it's gotten.
Yeah.
Like this addiction that we have right now to social media.
Well, the majority of society, I don't think we're addicted to social media.
Not you and I particularly, but we seem to be an exception.
I mean, I think the only social media I think I could be addicted to if it's called social media is YouTube. Because I watch a lot of YouTube.
So here's the definition to be a social media is the content and the consumer is both the public.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yes, YouTube. But there's a ton of educational material on YouTube.
Yeah.
You could be in a lane that's precisely what a genius person would possibly be on. Like you could graduate from Harvard,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
like comparable to a Harvard graduate if you just had the commitment to actually following
yeah,
useful content.
absolutely. Like that's why I think YouTube's more useful. But like yeah, I've never been a big proponent of Facebook. I had a Facebook when my sister lived in California, so I can keep in contact with her. And that was literally all of the reason I had Facebook. And I didn't care about because people were like, let me friend you on Facebook, and I'm like, okay. And then they're like, why don't you ever post anything? It's because it's like I don't fucking want to. It's like I don't do anything. I sit at home. You want me to post pictures of me sitting at home 5 times a week?
Riveting content, dude.
Yeah, riveting, dude. Oh my God. Guess what? I'm sitting on the other side of the couch this week.
Yeah.
Finger guns. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like
you have no idea how big Facebook is outside of America.
It's well, I mean, Facebook has lost prominence
here in America, though.
Yeah, in America, like it's not as big as it used to be. In the 2000 teens, it was pretty big.
Yeah, it's almost become this like in vogue to be like, oh, I'm deleting my Facebook.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I don't really hear anybody saying that anymore.
Yeah,
it's not like a thing. It's like when people said they're going to quit Twitter and they never did. It's like you're not going to quit Twitter, or they did and then they immediately came back.
Yeah.
So you're not quitting Twitter.
We quit Facebook before it was cool.
Yeah.
To quit Facebook.
Well, I didn't quit it. I just stopped using it, and then I was like, oh crap, I'm getting all these notifications. So like, let me just deactivate this thing. So I quit it long before I actually deleted my account.
Yes.
I deleted my account because I was tired of the 50 million notifications of like.
They
apologize to my sister, but I don't want to see 500 pictures of the kids I see all the time. So it's like I already know what they look like.
Yeah, it's suffocating.
It is. I know what your kids look like.
Yeah. Well, mine was a more deliberate exit because Yordi, who is my beloved wife.
Yeah.
When we were dating, we noticed I had 50 friends just starting out. I guess I was just a couple months into Facebook.
Have any friends? I'm your only friend. Dude.
Well, then on Facebook is what I'm talking about. Yeah, back in the day. Right now, yeah. Whack, whack.
You scraped the bottom of the barrel, brother.
Don't call yourself that. You're the creme de la creme. What's the fluff on top, dude?
The fluff. I'm the cream of the crop, brother. I'm the cream of the crop.
You're doing that. I'm gonna have to edit that because the echo is coming on my line.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we noticed. I guess out of the 50, 47 of them were girls.
Oh.
And like clearly, I have an issue.
Yeah, dude, you have an issue. You have problems,
So I was like, it's a more deliberate quit for me where if I'm in a committed relationship, obviously I cannot have this many friends.
Yeah.
Even especially girls.
The female friends, yeah.
Yes.
I don't like if I do ever have female friends, it's usually on the video games I play.
Yeah.
And it's like I only talk to them in the context of the game.
Yeah. It's a vanishingly small demography.
So it's not
in the video game scene.
Well, no, it actually is not in the games I play actually.
Oh really?
In MMOs, the female population is pretty high.
What's the game?
In MMOs, mass multiplayer online RPGs.
Yeah, not a lot of people know that, including myself.
Like World of Warcraft, and Final Fantasy 14, stuff like that.
Sure, yeah. So girls like that, huh?
It's because there's more. There, a lot of them add like kind of like dress up mechanics, and I think that's part of it. Not all of it, but part of it. That you can kind of customize your character to look. A certain way.
Chris is getting a handle on the PC culture.
Yeah, I know. I don't care about being PC, man.
Yeah. Well, which brings us to the topic that we wanted to discuss today.
Yeah, which is social media good or bad? And I think overall it's a net negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I see the benefits, like the increased shared information.
Mm-hmm.
Like the news cycles aren't as long as they used to be. You remember back in the day, like you'd sit there and watch the news channel, and you'd hear the newscaster say the same 5 lines over and over and over again for 3 hours, like while they're covering something, while they're waiting for something new to pop up.
Yeah,
it's because the rate that information traveled back in like the 90s, early 2000s was so slow now we have things like moments after they happen. We have
Immediately
almost the
available to
entire
you.
story.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't. Sometimes, because like I wait, like with the Bud Light thing, we waited on
Yeah.
the numbers to come out before
Yeah.
we commented on it, because we're like, well, we want to see if this really is effective.
Mhm.
Turns out it was.
Mm.
Because we waited for the numbers. Because you got
Yeah.
the stock market doesn't really determine how well a company is doing most of the time.
Correct.
It's the sales number, and right now Bud Light is like at its lowest sale point in 30 years.
Yeah. It was sensible to wait on the
At this
data
time
and
of
see
year.
see
Yeah.
what's going on.
Well,
there.
I'm like that with everything. Like with the Jussie Smollett
Yeah.
thing, I waited. I'm like, it doesn't sound probable, but I'll wait.
Yeah. Yeah. Some doesn't smell right here.
Yeah, it's like
But okay.
white people in Chicago telling you it's MAGA country,
Yeah.
and you go into a Subway sandwich shop at 2:00 in the morning
Yeah.
when it's below zero out.
And that brought to you,
Plausible.
that last 2 minutes brought to you by Shit on Jussie Smollett
Oh, yeah,
segment of
dude,
the podcast.
Dude, I told you I'm working on a song, man.
For the yeah. I can't wait. Some days we might do skits,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it would be pretty dope.
Do
It was fun.
skits and
Yeah.
joke covers of songs.
Oh hell yeah! It will be like a
but-
fun side quest.
Oh yeah, and also pretty in short order, we should start being able to have guests on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. We have a couple of interesting fellow colleagues and friends,
And my
friends
mom.
of family,
My mom.
and his beloved mom, who has
Yeah,
been
she-
an ardent supporter of our.
She's a supporter, but she's gonna come on here and just chew me out.
Well, that's all the more to me, dude.
She did commend me on not swearing as much.
Yeah. Yes, we don't want to scare away the children.
I can't help it though, man. When I get passionate in conversation, like
Yeah.
it comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, it does happen. I'm not sure what's going on, but your signal is dying.
Dude,
some
what
reason.
did you do?
It's okay. Like, are you turned on?
Yeah, I'm turned on.
Okay. Maybe you're not directly speaking into the mic.
Yeah, it's like against my lips.
No, like this angle.
Oh,
affects it.
maybe.
Because it's a
maybe.
condenser mic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, there
yeah.
you go. You're back.
Okay.
All right, 379.
All right.
So in any case, we wanted to talk about
Thought it was omnidirectional, dude.
no.
All right.
All right, cut in. We wanted to talk about especially the hypersexualized content that we have right now.
Yeah,
and
that
on social
and like
media.
the mental impact it's having on society.
Absolutely. I mean, we're not naive. We understand sex sells.
Oh yeah, it's
Controversy
sold. I mean,
sells.
before the internet, it sold. Like
Yeah.
you'd see a beer commercial. They're always like, "If you drink this beer, hot women will love you," and you're like, "Oh, I gotta go get that beer." And then you're like, hey,
you were the target. You were the target.
Hey, hot women don't love me.
Yeah, I mean, we understand that that's there is an MO there. There is an objective.
Yeah, I mean,
to tap into human nature.
It's the oldest profession, right?
Correct.
So I mean, sex is sold since the beginning of time.
What we see right now and what I perceive to be almost worrying is obviously you have the porn genre of the internet, which by the way is shockingly a humongous.
Oh yeah,
Because 60% of the online traffic right now is video.
Yeah.
And by that, they mean a ton of that.
Yeah, a lot.
Almost, I'm sure more than 50% of that is, maybe even more than 50% of it, of that 60% traffic being video, is I'm sure pornography content.
Yeah.
And that's maybe another topic we will delve into on another time. But you go into TikTok, the thumbnails for your regular YouTube channels, everything has a suggestive.
Oh yes, in some
content.
way. In some way. Yeah. They are, man. Like even the shorts do,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll be like 1 minute or 1 millisecond of the clip,
Yeah.
just to get people to watch it, because it does, and like it's getting real bad. Like I don't know if you're familiar with Twitch. Twitch is a popular game streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was only game streaming platform, and then
You were telling me about an incident on there.
Oh yeah, like one of the female streamers, like a lot of the female streamers, they don't do anything. They sit there
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. They just sit there for like 3 hours and guys throw money at them, and they don't do anything. They talk and they complain about how people don't sub to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally it. And then there's the hot tub stream genre. But like you can say something.
What's that? Is it?
It was
the name
just
implies
girls. It was just girls sitting in the hot tub.
Oh my
They would
God.
get in a hot tub and they would just stream themselves in the hot tub in their bikinis, and that's it.
Whoa.
But I think Twitch put a stop to that finally.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a girl who got caught having intercourse on stream. Like, you couldn't see the guy, you couldn't see the act happening,
Mm-hmm.
but they were right next to a glass door.
Mm.
So you could see the reflection of the dude and what was going on vividly.
So
In the
I'm pretty
background.
sure this was deliberate, though.
I don't know if it's deliberate, but like the thing is like, you can say something,
Uh-huh.
you can call someone like, you're a incel, right?
Yeah.
You can't call someone an incel or a simp on Twitch. That's a permaband.
Uh-huh.
But she got a 2-day ban
And she was back
for
on.
having sex in front of 16-year-olds.
Mm. Yeah. That's pretty. So
Yeah.
if you look at this so right now, the fact that the company does not reprimand this kind of act tells you they're willing to overlook content that is for sure willing to
Oh.
entice teenagers and
Yeah,
young boys, right?
Absolutely, but it's not that they don't reprimand; they do like a little pat on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
wrist.
just a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't do it again.
Yeah.
And then she did it again.
Yeah, it was deliberate. I'm promise you it's deliberate.
Yeah, oh,
it had
yeah.
to have been.
Well, I mean, okay, so the second time, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The first time, I don't know. I can't
Okay.
definitively say.
That's fair, I guess. Maybe the first time it was an accident. The second time she clearly
she
saw, even from
was-
that negative
In
publicity,
the
there was
first
some.
one, she was drunk, so
Okay.
I don't know if it was just a lapse of judgment or.
Yeah. I mean,
or
it
what.
really doesn't matter that particular case, but what it implies to. And when you told me, one can debate whether or
Yeah.
not the first incident was deliberate, but clearly she'd seen an incentive from that negative publicity.
Oh, yeah, because it's happened before with other female streamers.
Yeah, where they
call-
end up actually getting compensated money
Yeah,
wise.
more people are gonna hop on there because they're like, "Oh,
There you
is
go.
that gonna happen?" But then there's also the breach from there that they, and this is what's gotten a lot of girls.
Mhm.
Like, this is where Twitch draws the line.
Mhm.
You can't promote your OnlyFans on there because Twitch doesn't want you leaving
Oh,
the
there you go.
website.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
that's where Twitch is like, no.
Exactly. Every
You
content,
can
every
have sex on stream,
Yeah.
but no
Keep it here.
OnlyFans.
keep it here, not in
Yeah.
your pants. Keep it here.
Yeah, keep it on Twitch. So,
That's
which
crazy.
I think OnlyFans is a huge like net negative as well, man.
In terms
'Cause,
of moral values.
Because OnlyFans
society.
wasn't supposed to be that way, right?
Mm.
You know what Patreon is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so OnlyFans was supposed to be Patreon.
Mm.
It was supposed to be a competitor to Patreon.
Oh, how so
you could-
different it is from Patreon.
Yeah,
right?
immediately though.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Because it was never known as that. Because they were supposed to be a direct competitor
Mhm.
to Patreon, which Patreon allows you to support content creators, which you could probably support some content creators at Barely a Podcast Patreon.
Shameless plug. My
yeah.
lord.
But I'm just joking.
Yeah.
But Patreon, like, if you say something weird, Patreon will take your money. Even if you have hundreds of thousands of dollars in there, they
Mhm, mhm.
legally have the right to take your money if they ban you from the platform. So even though your subs
Mm-hmm.
have paid you like X amount of dollars,
Yeah.
they can take X amount of dollars if you and ban you from the platform.
I'm so glad you actually brought that case of that girl on Twitch, because
Mhm.
I think when you're sort of getting lost in the innumerable examples we can
There's so
mention,
many.
this exemplifies what is happening with the companies that are promoting this kind of content. Because
Yeah.
clearly
Yeah.
what you see is, here is someone that maybe did not mean to do something sexually
intentionally
forward, intentionally,
and then
but obviously if the absence of meaningful reprimand
well
on part of the company. Yeah.
yeah, because normally, like look at me with Twitter, man.
Mhm.
I asked one question
Oh yeah.
and I was permabanned.
Yeah. I'm happy to say you're back on, but you've lost the appetite.
Well, as soon as I got my account back, my
Mm.
personal account,
Yeah.
I deactivated it
Yeah.
because I
You're like upset.
Yeah.
I'm angry.
well, not really that. I didn't use it that much.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just upset that I got unjustly banned for asking a question.
Correct. Yeah.
And
yeah. We'll look into that one day. Just
one
parse
day,
the freedom of speech kind of thing.
yeah.
Maybe talk about it. To go back to our topic today, do you recall the thing about Bad Baby or Bad Baby thing
No.
on OnlyFans. So there was a countdown to when she would turn 18 and be legally able to post nude pictures.
Okay.
She made well over $6 million.
And then never posted a
She
picture.
made $1 million in 12 hours
Yeah.
the first day, because grown-ups were just like the perversion of that whole week, and how bad it's gotten like in our society as to what we allow to happen legally
Yeah.
is insane. And I'm being more hypersensitive. I know I shouldn't be like this, because I should be down with the dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But ever since having a daughter, my perspective has completely shifted to where, what are we what value principles are we teaching our daughters? Like, it's okay for you to just show off your body and, you know, be at the mercy of like this old
man. It's
man.
supposed to be like an intimate thing, right? It's supposed to be. I mean, I don't like. You can do what you want. Like but like, don't complain about the consequences, because there's consequences for everything. I almost say consequences.
Yeah, but isn't there also like a bigger repercussion where because females, the women are like half of the human species.
Over half actually.
Well, yeah, okay.
Roughly.
Well, it's not 1-to-1, but worldwide, I think it might be nearly 1-to-1.
It's
almost
51 to 49%.
Okay. So could you imagine having, in fact, a larger segment of our species being sort of degraded down to just their not their personhood, not their intellect or whatever, but just
well, I mean,
physical appearance.
So like, this is the weird thing, right? Because there's been a weird media push to not sexualize women, but then there's been a push from women to sexualize themselves. So it's been a really counteractive force, because like, you can't sexualize me, but I will, and then don't enjoy looking at it.
Yeah. Well, I know what you're saying, but I think this goes back to a point that Jordan Peterson is famous for making about why women put on makeup, like all that thing. And I don't want to really get into that, but I know what you're saying. But I understand. For example, we have to make a distinction between us as a society, sort of content creators, especially in platforms, encouraging young girls.
Oh yeah, well,
and
not
boys,
just young people. In general.
Young people, to make their content sex forward. Less about content substance, but more about their like physical prowess, is different from saying or having the conversation about should we allow prostitution. I think that's a different conversation. I think
they're definitely different. Okay, so let me ask you something, because this is the consequence that a lot of OnlyFans girls are getting now that they want to get out of OnlyFans, now that they made their money. Would you date an OnlyFans girl?
So,
date a girl whose business is all out there on the internet.
Would you date a porn star kind of situation, right?
Yeah.
So personally,
not would you sleep with, but would you date?
No.
And potentially pursue as a wife.
So
if you were single.
Yeah. So I most likely no. But that's because, I don't want to say no for one. There's a yes. It's a yes and a no, but it's mostly a no.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you when I would say yes. Okay. If I were trying to make a point, right? For example, I don't find homosexuality offensive. I don't find it to be an affront to humanity. I don't find it to be inhumane. I don't find it to be unnatural. But I find the visceral act of two men sleeping.
I mean,
I find it pretty disturbing, right? Like I don't find it attractive.
Well, yeah.
But sometimes I may go like you know how you overcompensate to just make a point. So if someone is homophobic, I will go out of my way to sort of show them like the most gay ass thing ever. Yeah. And it just show them this is okay, right?
Like with the lady boys.
Exactly. Like like I'll be like, yeah, they're beautiful. That's a beautiful transsexual. Yeah. Not that I would in real life. So that would be maybe me making a statement saying, okay, you know what? For you to treat this girl as inhumane, I probably am gonna date her.
I'm not saying she's being treated inhumanely, but I don't think most guys would pursue an OnlyFans model as a wife.
Well, yeah, for clear reasons.
Yeah, because
it's embarrassing.
Well, not even just that. Like, that's supposed to be your eyes only, right? Like when that's
in
your
its
girl.
Traditional sense, yes.
I mean, Well, I mean, you don't.
It's only
just-
embarrassing. It's
just-
not because you don't want it to be, because it's something has
I mean,
happened.
it
It's just
is.
documented.
It is also embarrassing.
It's documented.
Yeah, but it's
Because-
just like especially since some of the stuff that they do is like crazy. But it's like, yeah, it's a hard no for me. Like, not
Yeah.
even for you to prove a point.
Yeah.
It's a hard no for me.
And I understand that because that's commensurate with your personality. You like the more conservative relationship between a man and a woman.
Well, yeah, I'm very monogamous. I'll never be polyamorous
Yeah. Yeah.
because I mean,
You're
one,
missing out though. I'm
Yeah.
saying.
It's like, yeah, it's like no open relationships, none
Yeah.
of that stuff. Not down for it.
Well, but to get back to our point, and which is your point, which is yes, most men would not really date girls that were in overtly sexual
And
profession.
this is what they can conflate though, because right now they're like, oh, I'm getting all these DMs for guys. Yeah, they just want to sleep with you.
Mm-hmm.
That they don't really. If they do want to pursue you in a relationship, they're probably not a guy that you're interested in.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
Yeah.
The only
another
guys who
sleaze bag.
would
Yeah.
be in a relationship with them are guys that they aren't interested in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that these ladies are doing a detriment to themselves because I think, are they happy right now? Yes, but I think this is a short-term happiness, and in the long run,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be unhappy because they're not going to be able to get the fulfilling relationship, and they're going to feel like they're settling.
Yeah.
So this is just another impact of social media, like this. Like,
That's a good point. Actually.
like they see all these girls and like making it with these bags and stuff. And they're like,
Mhm.
oh, I can do that too.
Mm.
I'll just take a few pictures, put it on, and not a lot of these girls have the success on OnlyFans.
Yes.
It is a small. It's like the top 1% of men
Yeah.
that everybody wants to
It's
complain
like
about.
it's like every kid that
Yeah.
wants to play basketball, but the kids that
Yeah.
join the NBA
yeah.
get drafted.
Yeah, exactly. Because the majority of people are like, oh, the top 1%. It's like, do you really want to be an Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Like, work 18 hours a day
Yeah.
every day
Yeah.
for the rest of your life?
And that's another point you need to hammer in, because that
Well,
work
that's what they
culture
think.
is
They're
dying.
like- yeah, they
like
think-
everybody just wants that shortcut
Yeah,
Dogecoin millionaire
Exactly,
kind of
yeah.
situation, you know?
dude. And like, you're, for one, if you are like a quote unquote lottery winner with the Dogecoin kind of
Yeah.
stuff, guess what? You're probably gonna be broke in a year because you don't know how to manage that money.
Yes. That's been the truth for most people that win the lottery.
Yeah, exactly. You get
New-
a lot
new
of money,
money gets
and then
confused.
you just spend it like crazy. You
Yeah.
don't know.
There's a good portion of lottery winners that actually end up being in debt
Oh yeah, because
just a couple years after.
yeah, because for one, their credit limits get increases the moment
Yeah.
the moment you get that money.
Yeah.
The credit card companies are like, hey, we're going to take that $1,000 limit to a $10,000 limit.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's the way to sort of anchor you into their service.
Exactly. And then you go to
It's
credit.
interesting that you mentioned that short lifespan these kids have. The fact that it's a few kids that actually make it,
Yeah.
but a shit ton of kids actually ruin their
Yeah.
future prospects
Like-
just attempting to be that top echelon of content creators on OnlyFans and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But when okay, OnlyFans is, you actually have to type in OnlyFans, I guess, to
Yeah.
go on the website. Let's say you were successful at
But
shielding your children
yeah.
from that kind of website.
yes.
Let's say that. But YouTube still, like normal content on YouTube,
yeah.
like people that we know, like
People
tech videos,
yeah.
like it's got like a little bit of extra cleavage. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but all these girls that are plugging in are content creators on other platforms,
mhm.
and then they always say, "Check me out on my OnlyFans."
Mm.
So if there's a young boy
Mhm.
who is watching her content, even if he didn't know about OnlyFans before,
Yeah.
he's gonna go to OnlyFans
Yeah.
to find her, and then word of mouth, hey. Guys, check this out.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
all of his friend group now, and then it spreads like a virus.
By the way, that impression of teenage boys talking is on point.
Well, yeah,
That
because
just took me
it's like,
back, bro.
hey
Just took me-
guys, check out this OnlyFans.
Oh my god, that was just 13-year-old me
Yeah.
just all over again. Yeah, that's a good point. But I'm just increasingly worried about what it means for
Oh,
children to
we
see that kind
are-
of content.
We are degenerating mentally in this country, and I think it's because of social media. So many people are worried about how many followers they have, how many likes they get on their pictures, on their posts, their comments, if they put up a YouTube video or anything. Like it's ridiculous. Like I was watching this clip. It's a short. It was Dr. Phil. I don't know who this kid is, but Dr. Phil was talking to him. And he was talking to this kid. He goes, "You don't talk to your family?" He's like, "No, they're not relevant. They don't have any followers."
Yeah, that kid
what the hell, man?
That kid is a caricature of what it means to be
a caricature. But I think that's becoming more and more of a reality.
Like reality,
yeah. Like he was an isolated case, but I think it's getting more and more that way.
Yeah.
With the younger generation, no, you're not relevant because you don't have 10,000 followers.
It's interesting you brought up Dr. Phil because the progeny, the origin story of Bad Baby, and I'm so disappointed that I have wasted some brain cells actually retaining that memory of that woman existing on the planet. But unfortunately, she's just been part of the zeitgeist. I can't escape the news cycle. But she got her first break on Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
You know what she said?
What?
Cash me outside.
Oh, that was her?
The Cash me outside girl? That one phrase?
Yeah.
Blew up.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the fact that we forget the stories of, the great scientific minds of our generation, and then maybe if we could manage it on a good day, the giants of the past. So much to learn, so much curiosity to learn out there. But look, Catch Me Outside. That's like defines 10 years of our lives.
I think that started off with like the reality TV, which wasn't reality, like Big Brother and The Real Housewives, and then all these love shows,
Kardashians,
like Shot of Love with Tila Tequila, and all that stuff. Yeah. Oh my God, they were so stupid.
Yeah, I escaped those.
They're like
in the shield of the no network Africa.
The only one I watched was because I wanted to see the
Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore.
No, it was called Average Joe. I think it was called. Oh, okay. It was a dating show, kind of like The Bachelor, but the dude was like a plumber. But they told the girls that he was a millionaire, like he was rich, like he was filthy rich. Yeah. Like this place that they were staying at was his house. Yeah, and then they're going on through there because they wanted to see if they would love him for him at the end of it. And I don't think there was ever another season. But, like, the girl on camera was like, oh, yeah, it's fine. They divorced, like, less than a year later.
Oh, they actually get married?
Yeah.
That's a cruel joke.
Yeah, they got married and then they got divorced.
There's a reason why that lasted just one season.
Because, I mean, it wasn't real. She wanted to be taken care of the rest of her life. And it turns out, well, I mean, and not to knock it, plumbers make decent money. Like, but it was just so funny to see that she wasn't going to live this lavish life, how quick that ended. Because I followed that because I was like, I want to see how this experiment ends. And
it's a good experiment. It's an interesting experiment.
It was an interesting
experiment. I hope they were aware.
It was so funny, though, because you can see like the look on her face
when they discovered
like at first where she's just like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that may be an example of maybe a tasteful content that we miss. I mean, do you remember a show called The Amazing Race?
Yeah, dude, it's still going on.
Now, you see how it's fallen out of favor. I mean, it's not showing up on your TikTok, let's say.
No, well, it's like, because I still watch Survivor.
You do. I mean, Survivor is also another good one, but they have found a way to bastardize some of the content there as well, because it's different right now where if there's a moment where there is a sexual interest, they will drum that up.
Okay, yes, but that doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't happen very often.
No.
Because people...
because for one, in the game, if you do that, it puts a target on your back, so most people don't do it.
Correct.
So
that's why there's an incentive to not be like that.
I can only name like 4 times in the 40 seasons of the show where it's happened.
Yeah, I mean, they're just dabbling in that. I'm just worried that they would go there. I still would recommend Survivor as a good show to watch. Me and my wife have enjoyed a couple of seasons. There are shows which purely depend on, like Love Island.
Yeah. Which I've tried to get on.
I didn't see that. I just saw the description. I'm like, oh my God. What about the dating show, whatever, Bachelorette or whatever?
Yeah, The Bachelorette and The Bachelor. That's what started that stuff. That kind of like dating show kind of thing where we got Flavor of Love. It's like, dude, this is Flavor of Love 7. You think this one's going to be the real one where Flava Flav finally finds love? Like,
Now,
shut up.
what makes
man.
it interesting is because this shows reward that behavior. If you're
Yeah.
more sleazy, more slutty, more
Yeah.
kind of like, kind of like really out there with your sexuality, the
I'm
more
sorry,
likely
I'm
you're
just,
going to be on there.
Like all that flavor of love stuff just came rushing back. Because my sisters and my
Yeah.
stepsisters used to watch that. So I go to my mom's house
Yeah.
and they'd have all these dating. Like the one I remember most vividly was, do you know who Tila Tequila is?
Yeah.
So she
Unfortunately.
unfortunately. So she had a shot at love with Tila Tequila,
Okay.
where she had both men and women on.
Yeah.
So she could find like
Yeah.
either a straight relationship or
Mhm.
because I guess she's bisexual. And they watched that liberally, dude.
Yeah.
Like they were there, like
Mm.
on schedule to watch that show, and I was like, this show's so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But well, now would you not exchange that show for so many right now? Because things have gotten way worse.
No, not really.
It was that bad.
I think it's on par with I think it's on par with most of the stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Reality TV is now just turned into everyday social media.
Yeah.
It's the same content. It's
Mhm.
just everywhere now.
But it's also
Instead of
the
isolating.
content is also more subtle in terms of its like perversion. It's way subtle
Yeah.
now. It's like if you see the Kardashians,
Oh yeah,
the
absolutely.
sort of and I've been blessed in not having access to it for a good portion of my adulthood.
Yeah, I've unfortunately had to catch a couple episodes of my
Yeah.
lifetime.
But you see, if you just study an episode,
Yeah.
you're going to see first of all an attempt to set a trend in
Mhm.
terms of fashion and conversations and whatever. Just
Yeah.
put something in the news, right?
Yeah.
But also controversies are deliberately put out there. There is an extra like skin that is shown or a content suggestive like a commentary that made all just in the ruse of this making it sexual but not really sexual.
Yeah.
And it's the only reason why young kids are gravitating towards that
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
content. It's the only
absolutely.
reason.
I mean,
Who wants to see Kim
like,
Kardashian talk?
The age of like sexual activity keeps getting lower and lower and lower and lower and
Mhm.
lower, and it's like that's not good.
Well, it most certainly isn't. That we can be sure of.
I mean,
We
'cause-
have an undeveloped prefrontal cortex. We have emotional maturity. We need
Yeah.
to catch up. Imagine making a life-altering decision.
Yeah, well, I
Of
mean,
whether or not you're
I mean, a
pregnant.
lot of people think. I mean, it makes you popular. I mean, there's still a stigma for women who
Yeah.
sleep around.
Yeah.
It's not so much as for a guy, but I mean,
Yeah.
because it's for one, it's harder for us to get access to that than it is for women. Women can call up any guy they know and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you wanna?" And they'll probably be like, you'll probably find
Yeah.
at least one yes in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's an easier access.
Yeah.
On that other lane. I mean, I'm just generally worried about the way things are headed right now. I'm scared of raising my daughter into her teenage years
well,
to see what's happening out there. Right
I
now.
think we are kind of in an upward swing at the moment. I think because
How do you mean?
we're well, the middle's winning a lot of the culture war back now. Like with this boycott against the Dylan Mulvaney, Target's under boycott right now for what
Mhm.
they did, like the tuck friendly bathing suits.
Yeah, that was
for children.
That was straight up mad.
Yeah, for children.
Like straight up, dude.
like yeah, it's ridiculous. So
I think
They-
is it Texas that just banned children's gender affirming treatment? Yeah.
yes.
It's either Florida or Texas. I think it might
Florida,
be Florida.
I think Florida's doing it as
I
well.
think
No, I
Florida.
think Florida's doing it for just a ban. Just
Okay.
overall.
Oh, so Texas might be the one that did this. They signed a
Yeah.
bill, I think state level, to ban gender affirm.
Well, okay,
Mm.
like that's again probably another topic for another
Yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah.
But like, if this is all in your head, right? Like how you feel,
Mm-hmm.
like you're a woman,
Yeah.
then why do you need? For one, to keep up the appearance,
Yeah.
is vastly expensive because you got to constantly still take hormones and like the dilation and stuff like that if you want to become a woman. Like it's like the upkeep that you have to do for the rest of your life.
Yes. It's high maintenance.
It is high maintenance and it's
Yeah.
expensive. So do you think most people can afford that?
Likely, unless we subsidize it.
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah, which is exactly what they want.
Yeah.
They want taxpayers to subsidize this,
Yeah.
which I don't think we should because it's an elective surgery.
Yeah. And I have to say the popularity of this bottom surgeries, I guess colloquially known, which is a sex change operation. Things like young children having hormone therapy, some trends that are set in this regard are all propagated social media. Like it's just a social media business right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you know? Are you familiar with I forget his name, James Charles?
The name sounds familiar.
A guy who's, I have to say, hella cute dude, like pretty adorable dude.
The name sounds familiar.
Gorgeous man. I don't know if it's just the makeup. What about Jeffrey? Jeffrey, do you know Jeffrey? He's actually known for starting out on MySpace.
No, but
I mean, these two characters. I'm gonna tell you this.
like
The controversies around them
uh-huh.
are either having maybe sort of grooming young kids,
Yeah.
or having some kind of like a sexual escapade outdoors and getting caught on camera. Like this, you can clearly see there is a trend where they deliberately set up this PR stunt.
Yeah.
And the only reason anybody goes to their content, and these are like legitimate YouTube channels with no warning on them,
Yeah.
no kind of monetization limit, no advertisement boycott. You'll never hear about them on social. But there's a ton of kids going to these channels.
Yeah, they
just looking at this extremely sexualized content. Like you won't believe the things that I've seen on there.
You shouldn't be. It's like, so we got an argument about this. It's like, is it like, because drag is essentially like burlesque, right?
I don't know
It's
the
like a
distinction, to be
burlesque
honest.
show.
I have to be.
So like, I think it's inherently a sexual thing, right? Women who dress up in drag, like when they go do.
Did you say asexual or sexual?
No, asexual.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's not an activity that is.
No.
Yeah.
It's a sexualized activity.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So because I mean that's what it is. It's kind of a fetish for these men to dress up in women's clothes and try to be feminine as possible. That's what I think, and that's because I've been to a drag show before in my 20s because my friend.
Whoa, wait. I want to hear more about. Well, hold up.
I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
So I had a gay friend named Drew.
Okay.
So during his birthday,
that explains.
So during his birthday, we'll let him pick. I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
But it's his birthday.
Yeah.
He's my bro.
I love it though. I love that this is the first time I'm hearing about this because we've talked about drag shows, and I wish you told me so I could get the details on this.
Well, I mean, we're trying to keep the content light so we can have genuine reactions on the podcast.
That's why you didn't tell me.
So we let him.
That explains it though. You were entertaining a friend.
Yeah, we're entertaining. It's his birthday, so we're like, where do you want to go?
Yeah.
Like, I've been to gay bars before.
Yeah, sure.
Like because he wanted to go to gay bars, went to all kinds of stuff like that.
Okay.
And it is. It's just drag shows are inherently sexual, man.
Mm-hmm.
They try to like dance around provocative. They dance around provocatively, and do you think children should be around that?
So no, and I have to be unequivocal about my no here because I don't like to give like sort of ambiguous answers. It's a no, and I don't think there should be an exception. Honestly, the only thing that gives me maybe a little bit of pause, and it's not about the children thing.
Yeah,
is about your first comment about it being sexual. Is I've heard from a few that say it's about self-expression.
Well,
no, I don't know what that means though.
But this self-expression is sexual. That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's my thought on it.
Okay. Yeah.
I could be wrong, but from looking
I understand.
from the outside, looking at it objectively, that's what it looks like. You can self-express sexually.
Correct.
So, but that's what I think this is. Just because most of these guys, like I met some afterwards. They're not gay.
Really?
Some, yeah.
Are you serious?
Not all of them, but like the one I've met a couple,
and
they're not gay. They're straight
before.
Guys who just like to dress up in women's clothes.
That's news to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Also, like cross dressers.
Yeah. Okay. So they're just cross dressing.
Yeah.
So I mean, there are some gay guys like in it, and that's fine. But I mean, I'm not saying it's not a good thing.
I
But I
understand.
think keep it to adults because it's an adult activity.
I agree. 100%.
Children should not be in it. I'm not against drag
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah.
Like I'm as libertarian as you can probably get. Like as long as you're not infringing upon anybody else's rights,
Yes.
do what you want.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point to make. In all this conversation, what should not be missed is an adult's individual
Yeah.
right to do
Because
whatever the
kids
heck
don't
they
have
want.
consent.
Correct.
They don't have consent to do anything because they don't have their
Yeah.
brains aren't developed enough to make these kinds of decisions.
Yes. Yeah, we've agreed that kids should not drive a car,
Yeah,
As a society.
Yeah, or
drink,
drink,
Yeah.
or
or you're like
they
let it
shouldn't
cook.
be taking or do any hard drugs.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you say, oh, but it's okay for them to change their body chemistry?
Yeah, I mean, if you saw, and I just to bring it back to the content issue, if we want to look, and I challenge you to do that tonight for everybody listening, James Charles and Jeffrey, these characters, I don't even know what substance there is. I would see a 30-minute start talk with the astrophysicist, I forget,
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, or
we both forgot it one time.
yeah, a Lawrence Cross video, or a conversation that a debate that Hitchens had, or some interesting like Mark Rober, this young people that are actually creating content that is actually super interesting.
Yeah.
Cooking shows, restoration videos. There's that, and then this. But you can clearly see there is a huge
I love
edge
restoration
demographic.
videos.
Exactly. Yeah, which we're both a fan of. But that's a lane that's dying.
Yeah.
You can see a Jeffrey Epstein video. I
Yeah.
mean, not Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey. Whoa, sir.
Jeffree Star. Well, yeah, that's a whole other thing we
That's
can talk
all
about.
other thing.
Jeffree Star and a James Charles video, which garners millions of views.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And you can clearly see it's kids commenting.
Yeah.
When they stream, it's kids that are joining this video.
Yeah.
And if you see their content and that's what our kids are watching, you will be alarmed. You'll be like, what is being taught to these kids?
Yeah.
And I would never infringe upon Jeffree Star's or James Charles' right to be however they wish to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't want YouTube to platform that kind of content to where it's clearly, for someone who watches it for more than 2 minutes, it's clearly hypersexualized content. To just avoid that.
It is. Like,
Look at the
it's
thumbnails. Yeah.
Like kids imitate what
Monkey
they
see, monkey do.
Yeah, they whatever they see, they like, oh, this person did it, so I'm also gonna do it.
Jeffrey became millionaire doing whatever he's doing.
So it's
Yeah.
you don't want to, like, kids are so malleable, man.
And also go out and watch some videos of kids getting questioned about some general facts about geography, biology, chemistry. Campus kids on campus ground.
Yeah.
High school seniors. Not knowing more than 3 countries that start with the letter
Well,
A.
it's like, why do people brag about having a smart kid?
Yeah.
Because it's fucking rare.
It's rare.
Kids
right
are
now.
stupid.
Yeah.
So when you have a smart kid, you can brag about it because your kid's not one of the millions of dumb ones.
Absolutely. Every intellectual on that will tell you that we're losing that academic war against China.
You can clearly see it, dude.
Yeah.
Like I was watching this video, and this guy's at a college campus, and he goes up to a girl, and he's like, "Hey, what's Adolf Hitler's first name?" And she can't answer the question, and the answer is in the question.
Yeah.
And she goes, "I don't know, Hitler."
What is Obama's last name?
Dude, hang on. Let me do the math. Let me break out my abacus.
Care. Someone answered care.
Yeah.
Obamacare.
It's Obama, dude. Oh my god. Like, and it's bad. I mean, these might just be like the few people. I mean, I'm not saying there's not smart people out there, but the fact that people cannot answer these questions, these simple questions,
It's alarming.
it is so alarming.
Yeah. And the reason is we spend untold hours on social media on that screen.
I don't.
But everything that we're consuming is mindless garbage.
Yeah.
That will actually probably, if on a good day, will have only have made you wasted your time.
Yeah.
On most days though, for these teenagers is, oh, let's go out and eat a Tide Pod. Let's
Oh my God, that
let's
was
shovel
that was
cinnamon.
like the dumbest thing because like I've been around like since the dawn of the internet. These
Yeah.
trends have started. First, it started with like the cinnamon challenge,
Yeah.
where people just put like a spoonful of cinnamon in their mouth and
Yeah.
try to swallow it without
Yeah.
coughing.
Yeah.
And then it devolved into planking.
A kid just died doing
Yeah.
some challenge.
Yeah, yeah.
Some crazy challenge. I don't know what it
that's
is.
why that's why planking stopped, dude. 'Cause someone fell off a roof. You remember planking, right?
No, what is that?
Okay, so planking was laying like a plank in weird places.
Oh yeah.
So they would be like on a table or something and just lay
Yeah.
across it like rigid. Try
Yeah.
to make yourself as rigid as possible.
Yeah.
And people would like someone they had to keep locking the roofs because people were doing these stupid things.
It's alarming.
It's been that way since like the early 2000s. Since it's just becoming more widespread. The mind virus is just keeps going.
That's a good name for it, honestly. A mind virus. I mean, we have no idea how the impressionable mind of our children is instantly being poisoned with this content.
Fortunately for me, I didn't grow up with the internet.
Yeah.
The internet was more prominent in my less formative years of like later on in high school.
Yeah.
It was like when
At least we have a baseline to compare our
Like,
lives to. you know?
YouTube didn't become prominent until like really prominent until like 2005, 2006. And the funny thing about YouTube is it started out as a video dating site.
Yeah, that's
And
interesting.
then
Yeah.
and then it became people were just posting random videos, and then
I remember hearing about the very
and
first
then-
video, just a guy
Yeah.
in a zoo.
and then it became that, and then Google bought it
Yeah.
because it wasn't Google owned; it was owned by its own thing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Alphabet is
Yeah.
is a monster that's just gobbling up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to I don't want to just hammer on social media because the advent of the internet has brought forth access to knowledge that we would have never had.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So like
There's so much good
The benefit of it is the knowledge and the increase in spread of information.
Correct.
But there's also with that comes the increasing spread of
The dark side.
misinformation
Yeah.
and I don't know.
I think it's really relevant that you
as
said
a person who loves the internet,
Yeah.
man. I honestly think we'd be better off without it.
that's a huge
Societally.
statement. Yeah. I
think
mean,
we'd be-
it's interesting
I
that
think
you.
we'd be more productive.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in some regards,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. But of course, our money system would collapse. Entertainment would suffer.
As of now,
yeah.
I'm talking about like an alternate timeline where we didn't have it, kind of.
Correct. Yeah.
Like I think it would probably
Wouldn't that be
be
nice?
better. We wouldn't have this degradation of education, I don't think.
Yeah.
And
But it
we
is
wouldn't have
the age of information right now, and that information
it's
cannot.
been the age
live.
of information for a while, bro.
Yeah, I know, but it was brought forth because of the internet. For
I
the
mean,
most part,
and like, as a person who got to experience the internet from its start,
yeah,
I love it, man. And
Yeah.
and like, but I can see the harm it's done.
yeah,
And as I do with most things, the cost benefit analysis.
yeah.
I think the cost is too great at this point.
I mean, if it
social
means,
media is
yeah,
so bad.
it's the ugly tentacle of the
Yeah.
internet is social media.
Yeah, I think
It's that
social media,
dirty.
Social
aspect.
media was the worst thing to happen to.
You know, I'm almost inclined to agree with you. I think, but we've let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
think
it's
we can
good
rein
that
it in.
people have a format to talk, but when
Yeah.
we're getting to the point where people
You
are
don't
getting
need to know people's opinion this much.
well, not all the time, but like
Why would someone's commentary on something from
exactly
across the
but
world matter?
like
I mean,
if you say anything, you get banned and stuff like that. There's
Yeah.
too many. You can't have a genuine conversation with people without getting
Yes.
taken off of a platform.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another reason why it's important, the internet space, because people are like, oh, the town square still exists. You can go out there and talk to people. No one's talking in public anymore.
No.
Everything is happening online. So if you censor people online, there's not genuine conversations happening.
Mm.
So like if you go, like that's why it was a big thing when Twitter got bought by Elon Musk, because the town square is now accessible to everybody again.
Yeah.
Because that's where all the conversations politically are happening. They're not happening in the news anymore. The legacy media is dying.
Yeah.
It's over, man.
Yeah.
Like the era of TV is done. Everything's on a streaming service now.
Yeah.
Like,
And one would hope this, now that all conversations are shifted to these platforms, one would hope that it's not a perverted content. One would
Yeah.
hope that it's not it's meaningful conversations.
yeah,
One would hope that all children learn from this kind of conversation. One would hope that we learn something. There's actually something we can carry. That is not just a shouting match.
Yeah,
That is not just some some bubble that we're just living in.
yeah.
That's what I'm hoping is
Like with this podcast,
Mhm.
more conversations like this need to be happen.
Mhm.
Me and Teddy did this so we could set an example that regular people can sit down and have these conversations without screaming at each other
Yeah.
and getting upset. That's what, because I mean, if one person is getting upset, you can't have a productive conversation because their whole everything's coming out of emotion. You got to sit back, look at everything objectively, and just have normal fucking conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, Confucius say,
Yeah,
have a good conversation.
yeah. Confucius say, dude.
Yeah. I love those
Yeah.
Confucius says. Yeah. It's been interesting for me to think about this episode.
Yeah,
What we were
'cause
going to
we've
talk
been
about.
wanting to talk about this for a bit,
Yeah.
but other things have just come to the forefront before
Yeah.
this. And like with when we get our new soundboard and everything, and we have more guests on, we'll have more broader viewpoints. It won't just be me and Teddy, because we're gonna bring on a few people. Like you'll get to
Yeah.
see my mom talk crap about me in my formative years and how much of a pain in the ass I was to raise. And
It's almost like you're preemptively sort of and preemptively like striking some of the
I'm
some of
preparing the audience.
points,
for
yeah,
it. Preparing the
for
audience
the barrage
it.
of
So
accusations.
they can
that's
get
about-
excited to hear my mom just tear me apart.
Yeah,
Um,
we're also excited to have other people, professionals, people that have been in the media. We have some people in the books.
I mean,
Friends that have had interesting lives, friends that have traveled, fathers and mothers. I want this to be a conversation about real life,
yeah, man.
real life issues,
We're trying to get,
not some philosophically
Well, yeah,
abstract
this is-
content. Yeah,
This is all these are all like table issues.
Yeah.
Like that you talk dinner table issues that you
Yeah.
talk about at the dinner table back in the day. And that's what we want. We want dinner table conversations,
see,
get people's thoughts on it. And like, I mean, my mind has been changed before on
Mhm.
things.
yeah,
So it can get changed again. And like, if enough evidence is brought to the forefront.
yeah,
Because, I mean, I'm all about the hard data, man. People don't like statistics, but when you're looking at a general population, you have to
Mhm.
look at statistics because we're too broad.
yeah.
So if there's a trend, you got to follow the trend. The trend is usually where
Yeah.
the truth lies.
Yeah, well said, Chris. I agree. I
So,
completely agree.
Tucker Carlson, come on the podcast.
I was like, did you do a famous person
No.
invite on the past
No,
episode?
I mean, I had to get one in, and I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? We'll get Tucker on. Tucker's struggling right now
Yeah,
with Fox,
we'll platform that guy.
We'll platform him.
Yeah.
He can come on. Maybe he'll be a staple. We'll get him on the third. It'll be me, you, and Tucker. Carlson
Oh, I'm
on the
getting kicked
Barely
out. Is that
podcast.
what's happening?
No,
Like,
it'll be all three of us, dude.
Oh, okay.
It'll be all three
Where's he
of
gonna
us all the
sit?
time.
Where's he gonna sit? Just right
Sit
there
right
on the
there,
phone.
Sit right there. It's fine.
Yeah, we're recording from a different spot today, my
Yeah.
study, because there was
There's-
Mexican music blaring outside.
There's
I love
some,
Mexican music, but it's
there's
not good for
some,
recording. Construction.
construction workers outside, so
Yeah, it's
Teddy's out there rhythming their ethnic music.
I'm like the old guy, like on my porch saying, "That ain't music."
Get off my lawn.
Well,
Not on
lovely
your-
talking to you as always. Did you
yeah.
want to maybe put in one last statement about the topic today, like a conclusion bit?
My closing statement is
Yeah.
I just think social media overall is a net negative.
Yeah.
I think people need to get off social media and
At least significantly reduce the time.
except for Twitter, where you can follow us at A Barely Podcast, because that's still unacceptable. Well, I think Twitter's important because that's where a lot of
Yeah.
political speech happens.
Yeah.
Because that's what Twitter is. Twitter used to be for like just personal stuff, but it devolved into politics.
Yeah.
So I think that right there, right now, is the town square.
You think more
Twitter's-
mature conversations can be had there? You think?
I would hope.
Yeah.
But you can also follow us on True Social.
Okay.
And
You're getting pretty good with this plugs.
Yeah, give us a like and a follow, and give us that 5-star review.
Yeah, 5 stars. Yeah, 5 stars help. Just
or
getting it more visibility,
or
especially
if you really hate Teddy's voice, just give us a 1-star. And I'll see.
I'm going to speak into the microphone. Nobody hates my voice, buddy.
I'll see how many of you hate Teddy's voice by the 1-star reviews.
Nobody hates my voice.
Because I operate all the social media.
Yeah. Did you notice how my voice got like 2 octaves lower?
You started getting that really deep.
Like
everybody loves my voice.
Well, I could do some editing magic and just make it more.
Yeah,
you
just make yourself
palatable.
sound like give yourself the golden voice.
Yeah. I guess for me it would be just keep an eye out on what your children are doing online.
Oh yeah,
especially if you got young impressionable children. And I don't care how old, how young they are. If you're giving them access to internet, just look at what they're doing, please. I mean, some of the things that I'm hearing, especially from family members.
Yeah, even on the child stuff, man. Even if you have YouTube restricted and it's only for like YouTube Kids, there's some wonky stuff happening on YouTube Kids, man.
Yeah, we've heard a couple of things. And
Spider-Man having sex with Elsa from Frozen. Not even joking. That's on a YouTube Kids thing. Well, I might have gotten taken down.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I mean, I've heard worse stuff. I've heard words like more suggestive, like subliminal things.
But yeah.
I mean, those are like, but the thing is, what's important is just vet the content. Vet the content for your children. Yeah. And also, like Chris said, please take some time off social media. I mean, you will see your life orders of magnitude get better. A huge time slot opens up. And I'm not just preaching this because I've actually been practicing it. As of 2 months ago, I've deleted all of my social media accounts. All of my communication apps, including WhatsApp, just to reduce my online footprint to as low as humanly possible.
That screen time off.
Exactly, and it's helped tremendously with my mental health, my sleep time, with the time that I have with my family. It just is a good practice to do. And
absolutely.
Chris, you've been doing this forever almost, so we just implore people to do that more often.
Other than that, I don't do social media that much. I've only gotten.
It's your hobby is gaming.
I've only gotten back into social media. Because of the podcast.
Correct.
And because I like to reach out to people and let them know what's going on.
And I'm grateful for that. You're doing a fine job on it.
Yeah. Well, it was nice talking to you, Teddy.
Absolutely. This was Barely a Podcast, episode 8 in the books. Lovely talking to you, my brother.
All right. See y'all next week.
Yes, sir.